Hello beautifuls, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And so for today we are going to do my graduation makeup. So for that, I wanted to do the theme colors for my school for my whole graduation, and that is of course blue, which is a navy blue, and silver, and then of course I'm gonna add a black to that to kind of make it all kind of go into together. But that is what I want to do for today, and then of course I'm gonna make it all crazy and go all out like I always do. I'm gonna be creating as I go and doing all that, but without further ado, let's just get on into it. Alrighty, so of course for my first part I'm gonna put on my classic marshmallow primer, and I'm just gonna put her on my face. Honestly, today I'm super excited. Like, I'm tired as heck because it's 4:30. Like, I'm tired. I am tired. But we gotta do this for graduation. Yes, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. It's just a one-time thing, so let's just do it. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to, of course, my color correcting, and I'm gonna do my Dragon Beauty color corrector. I absolutely love this one. And then of course I go with my signature lavender one from the Dragon Beauty. I absolutely love this, really nice. But of course I'm gonna put those on my face to autocorrect all those blemishes, red spots, and scars I have. I literally woke up at 4:20, and I didn't even look at the time. I just woke up and I just was looking at my phone because my alarm went off, and I was just like, okay, cool, it's my first alarm. I just thought that. I'm like, I don't know why I would just do that. I was texting people, and I go and I look at the time and it said 4:20, and I was like, oh, ooh, get the hell up. Now, of course, I'm gonna go in with that lavender one, kind of correct the orange that I just did on my whole entire face, and then we're gonna move on. All right, now that we're done with the whole color correcting of my face, I'm gonna go ahead and go into my foundation, which I love to use is the Color Girl Matte Blend. It's absolutely my favorite. I love to use this, but I'm gonna put this on my face. So now that I'm done with the whole entire putting foundation on my face, I'm gonna now move on to my next step, which is my eyebrows, and then I'm gonna of course conceal it all after. But I love to use the New York Professional Brow Pencil. This one is my go-to, but I'm gonna put my eyebrows on, and then of course I'm gonna go to the step after this, aka concealing. All right, now that I got my eyebrows on, it is time to conceal all of it up and fix them, because obviously they're not even straight. But I'm going to be using my classic Jeffree Star concealer, and I'm going to put it on, of course. All right, now that we got the whole concealing done and everything's lined up perfectly, it is time to bake this in and set it in. So what I'm going to be using for my baking is my classic Dragon Beauty Invisible Setting Powder. This one is just absolutely amazing. I love it. So I'm going to set my face in, and then of course we're going to move it on to bronzing. Alrighty, so now that I'm completely done with baking my entire face, I'm going to now go into my bronzer. So for bronzing, I'm going to use the Lumini Bronze It palette that I always use. And I'm just going to put this on my face, just to scope her out a bit. Now that I got my whole bronzing done, it is time to move into the eyes. My favorite part, the eyes. I love it. So now that we are in the eyes, it is time to put on my, of course, eye primer before I even start with the eyeshadow. Yeah, I always do eye primer before I even dive into the eyeshadow. But for what I'm going to use for my eye primer is, of course, the Clinique Canvas Light 26. Let me get that in for you so you can see that. This is what I use, and I absolutely love it. I have not tried any other type of eye primer, but ever since I bought this one, I've always stuck to it. I always liked it. So we're going to put those on, well, these on. And then, of course, we're going to dive into the eyeshadow. Alrighty, so now that I have that eye primer on, it is time to move on to the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna take out my Nikita palette that I have right here. Such a beautiful palette. And of course, this is what she looks like. Of course, I got angry issues, but I'm gonna be using this whole palette for this makeup look. And for the first eyeshadow that I'm gonna dip into with a poofy brush, this type of brush, I'm gonna dip into Prima Donna, this brown one right here, to kind of give a base before I add in, of course, Nasty, Azula, and then for last, I'm gonna do Cyborg and this white beautiful one, which is Nick. And the reason why I'm doing black, blue, and silver basically is because those are my school colors. So for graduation, of course, we're doing school colors. So I'm gonna dip into that, of course, that Prima Donna one first, and then we're just gonna put it on the outside. Tap on my thing here. We're just gonna put it on the outside. I'm not gonna work on my whole entire eyelid. I just wanna put it on the outside because that's where I'm gonna put the black, and I wanted to kind of smoke it out a bit so it's not just a black eyeshadow and it's just like a lined black eyeshadow. I want it to kind of smoke out a bit. So that's what I'm gonna kind of create. Of course, just working on the outsides for just that smoky effect look that I want to go for. I'm kind of touching my eyebrow, but not really. Kind of want to give a little line from my eyebrow and the eyeshadow. I kind of want a line up there to kind of separate it a bit. Not making a ball here. I'm just going straight out to kind of wing it. So when I do my white and blue eyeliner, it'll be very much easier. Kind of wing it out. Like that. Basically look like that. So I have that base on there. So now I'm going to move on to Nasty, so which is that black color one, and I'm going to be taking just a eyeshadow brush here, yes, and we are going to just take this only on the outside. I'm going to work on because I want to fade it kind of into that like blue and white. So I'm going to just take this and kind of make a wing, but then of course I'm just gonna kind of outline what I kind of want. Okay, I want to stop there. And then just fill in. Basically kind of like a triangle I'm going for right here. I kind of want a bit of up here to overlap just a little bit, not too much because of course the blue's gonna lay over, but I just kind of want a kind of a angle when I'm doing this. So basically I'm just gonna do this, and then now basically I'm all done with the black. I'm gonna move on to the blue. I would do Azula, but of course I'm gonna do this side and then we're gonna do that. Alrighty, so now that I got that other side done with that whole black Nasty, I'm going to now move on to Azula. So of course I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush that I always use. Of course I cleaned it off with the Nasty, and then I'm just gonna take fairly a bit of it, tap one time on my palette, and then just right in the middle here, we'll place her in. And she is giving that blue that I'm wanting. And this is actually the exact color of blue that my school has. So I thought it was perfect. Kind of keeping away a bit from the black so I don't mix them two together, because you can do that even though if you don't mix them with your actual eyeshadow on the palette, you can mix them together while they're still on your eye. So you got to be very cautious with that, especially when you're messing with black or white. Not really much so for white, but mainly for black. Those mix black mixes really freaking too well with colors. Kind of blending it out to kind of hit that black there, and then boom, kind of fades into that black. And that's what I wanted. And now it is looking to my, what I want. I kind of think I want to bring this a bit down, the top piece, line it up a bit, kind of make it more bigger than the bottom. Because remember, I'm still trying to make that kind of that angle. So I'm gonna do that a bit. I don't know why I'm going for this angle, but I'm going for it. I'm kind of messing with it. So I actually am gonna add in an eyeshadow color, because of course I got the whole Azula done, and then I was just like, going from this type of dark to just straight up silver, aka like with a white, it's gonna look kind of funky. So I'm kind of wanting to bring it out a bit with Azula, so I'm going to be taking Baby Boy on my Nikita palette, and I'm gonna be using my smudge brush with this one, and I'm just gonna, it's a tiny bit that I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna go in between here and just kind of wipe it, kind of just to give that little white, that light blue effect, so it's not really that weird when it goes straight into a freaking white and not like any type of fade. I want a fade going on, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do that. Of course, as you see, I'm not dragging it out this way, I'm dragging it out towards Azula, so it fades it in a bit too. Hold it there. So now that we got that in there, it is time to move on to our Nick and Cyborg. So with that, I'm going to be using, of course, the exact same eyeshadow brush. We're going to be using that, and I'm going to dip into Cyborg a lot more than Nick because I want more of a silver color. I don't want a white color. I want more of a silver. So I'm going to be doing that. The only reason why I'm dipping into Nick is because it's going to bring out the silver more. I don't really want the silver to be dark because just it by itself is too dark. And so I want it to bring out a little bit of that light in that silver. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to take this, dip in a lot into a Cyborg, get a ton in there, and then just 2 taps of that Nick color for that white effect. And so now I'm just going to take it in here, and I'm just going to basically just tap it in there. Kind of drag a bit, but not that much. But just tap it in there to kind of get it in there. And then, boom. Yeah, pretty much. So now I'm going to do the other side, and then of course, I'm going to tell you what else I'm going to do with this whole makeup routine, because we are not done, honey. We are not done. Alright, now that I got the whole other side on, it is time now to just do the under. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to put black under, then Azula, and then Cyborg is gonna go in the middle. I'm just gonna put that on real quick, nothing too special or fancy. I'm just gonna put those under my eyes, and then of course we're gonna focus on the next part of this whole routine, which is the hardest part, kinda, but yes, we're gonna do that. Alright, so now that I got, of course, the bottom part done, it is time to close our eyeshadow palette, and it is time to get on with the eyeliners. So the eyeliners that I am going to be using are going to be I'm going to be using 2 of them actually. The NYX, oh my gosh, I want to get this right. The NYX Epic Eyewear, and it's waterproof. Normally I don't like waterproof eyeliners, but these are freaking amazing. They are a little on the expensive side. These are like $9, but worth your while. They are pigmented to the touch. You barely put it on your eye and it's already there. It is crazy. And I have a black one that's it's not like formed like this, because as you can see, these are like these type of eyeliners, but normally I like the one that's kind of like a pencil, but these are good too. But today I'm going to be using the sapphire and of course the white one, and just for the school colors. And there was a silver one, but it was kind of funky and I didn't really want it, and it didn't really match well with this look. So that is why I'm doing white instead of a silver. But I'm gonna kind of show you guys a bit on how to put these on. Not really, because I go through a struggle with this, but I'm gonna I want to try to get as much as possible and show you guys how like I do this. So what I'm gonna go in for is the white. I'm gonna go for the white one first because I'm gonna get the inner corners first, and then I work out with the blue, and then on the tips of where the wing is, that's where I get in that the white. And so of course I'm gonna take it, kind of take some excess off this on the sides. Get that on there. Now I'm just gonna stop here where Azula in that silver color kind of like meets. Okay, so now that of course you can see I got the white on. Yeah, okay, I just wanted to make sure they were even. Okay, so I got the white on, and now I'm gonna go move on to Sapphire. And we're just gonna, she's basically gonna be my wing, but not all the way. I just wanna make her kind of like up into that wing. And then of course I'm gonna leave that last bit so I can just put that white as that tip wing. I'm gonna get the Sapphire, take off excess, because there's a lot of excess. And then go in. Really wanna get you guys to see this. And gently go over. Of course you can see I'm getting my eyelashes too, but that's completely okay because that is for later. You'll see. So I got that on there, right? Now let's just do a little tail, just a tiny bit of tail. Yeah. Okay, my freaking eyelashes are getting hella annoying. So I'm gonna see something. I'm gonna see if I can just like, you know what I'm saying? Just go down for a little bit so I can just see. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, could not see crap. Now I'm gonna do the other side, of course, and then we're gonna do that white flick. Okay, so of course I got that whole entire sapphire on. It is good, looking beautiful. So now we're gonna top it off with the white. So for this, of course, like I said, I'm just gonna take it and just make that tail for my wing. Let me do some fixing, cause honey bitch, this is not looking cute. All right, so now that we're already done and all that, of course I still have these in my hand because we are not done with these, and I'll show you guys why in a second. So first before we even like get into any of that, we first need to put on mascara before anything. So the mascara I'm gonna be using is my Lash Stiletto by New York. Love it. And we're just gonna put these on real quick, and then of course I'm gonna move on to what I was talking about before. Now that I have the mascara on, it is time to do what I was going to do. So, okay. First and foremost, we're gonna take Sapphire, this eyeliner, beautiful piece of blue here, and I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna go on kind of on the inners of my eyelashes and just draw on them. Literally, just draw on them. Get the eyeliner on there, on my eyelashes. Just dip it in there and just go to town. And then just on the bottoms too. Honestly, whoever decided to do graduation, the ceremony starts at 10 a.m. Really? Like, really? Really? 10 a.m.? Like, really? Like, you want us to wake up at 4 a.m. to do this? Really? This is your fault, school district. This is your fault. Done with that sapphire, now the white. So with the white, of course, I just wanted to do just the tips of my eyelashes, just the tips of them. Since it is a white, it is very pigmented, intensifies this look completely. My goodness. Yeah, and then it gives this type of like icy or like, I don't know, like I'm freaking freezing cold in Antarctica and like my lashes are like frozen shut. And boom. So now that we got the eyes done, finally the eyes are completely done, it is time to get on with, of course, lipstick, the highlighting, and then of course my last step that I always like to do. It's the highlighting. I'm going to be using my Jeffree Star Platinum Ice, the most beautiful and pigmented, let me tell you that, highlighters I've ever had. These are freaking amazing, So I'm looking at it right now and I'm seeing that Glacier is looking pretty out there, so we're gonna do her. And of course, I'm just gonna take my fan brush, my highlighting brush, dip her in. Kind of a little bit. I don't want to do too much like last time, my last video, my goodness. But dip her in and then fan that girl in. Oh my goodness. Fan her in there. My Lord, it's a lot. It's okay. Boom. Very nice. Of course, not too much on the front because that shows a lot. The sides are okay, I feel, but like the front, girl, don't want to go over too much on that. So just a little bit on the front, not too much. And then of course right here is my go-to. Sorry, I'm looking at my mirror here. I should probably look at you guys. But right here is my go-to. And then of course that is done with the highlighting. Actually, I want to add something, okay? So what I want to add is, let me grab a brush here, and it's gonna be like another poofy brush. I'm gonna grab that Glacier highlight. Okay, just gonna tap in this middle crease right here. Give that glow in there, that Glacier glow. That's what the highlight is called, the Glacier. Beautiful. Yes. Add in a bit of effect right here. I feel like I was missing something right here. And this was it. It's literally a silver, so it matches beautifully. I love it. I'm loving this look. Okay, so now we are finally done with the highlighting. It is time to go on to lipstick. Okay, so for lipstick, I didn't have or couldn't find any sapphire or white lipstick in time, so I'm just gonna go for a black. The black honestly looks really well and I love it, so we're just gonna do that, or I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put this on and then we're gonna move on to our next part. Alrighty, so now that I got my lipstick on, as you could clearly see, I have black lipstick on. It is time to move on to the very last step of this makeup routine. So my very last step is, of course, the Dragon Beauty Transformation Face Powder. My absolute go-to for my last step. This stuff is amazing. Literally, it's like putting a filter on your face. Literally amazing. But I take both of them, of course. Always both. Never just do one. I always will do both. And I will always go twice. Or maybe 3 times. Whatever I feel like it. Over my face, because I feel like, of course, one doesn't do the trick twice or 3 times. I can see it. And I am done. And that is it. Now it is time for the outfit. So, of course, we're gonna move on to that. Alrighty, so of course, now that we are in this position, it's time to get all ready up. So for this whole look, since it is a blue and theme, and also my gown is also blue and silver, so for that the outfit has to be essentially white or blue. But honestly, since the gown itself is blue and silver, it's more or less likely we're gonna have to go for like a white or a black. But in this case, I didn't want to go for a black because that is plain. I wear black all the time, so we're gonna go for a bit more of a different type of look, so we're gonna go for a white. So for that, this outfit, of course, I got from Fashion Nova and I absolutely love it. I wore it for my 16th birthday, and of course I'm gonna wear it for my graduation. But let's put her on. Okay, now that we have this beautiful dress on, it's time for the shoes. So for the shoes, of course, I don't have blue shoes, unfortunately, so we're gonna go for black. So I'm gonna put these bad boys on. Awesome. Now we got these bad boys on. It is time for the gown. So for this bad boy gown, I'm gonna put her on. Alrighty, I got her on, and of course we're not done. We need our honor cords, and then of course my cap. There you are. So beautiful, isn't she? All right, y'all. I'm out. Currently heading there now, and I got my Dr. Pepper. Honestly, I feel like we got here too early. I'm tired. I want to go home. I need an ice cream.
You're supposed to be on the right side of our chairs now?
No. I don't know, man. Follow people in front of you.
Okay.
One more minute.
Andrew Rodriguez. Dan.
Honored members of the board, Superintendent Whitney, Chiawana staff members and community, and Riverhawk parents. It's my honor to introduce to you the class of 2022.
Yes!
Graduates, as a symbol of your accomplishment, please move your tassel from the left to the right.
So it is the day after graduation, and honestly waking up was just very, I don't know, I feel normal. Honestly, I didn't really go to school for like half the school year, so it's nothing really different, but I have to go to like 3 or 5 parties right now, so I'm gonna do that. But in all, graduation was really fun, and I had a very blast. And I'm sorry if I'm talking like this. I'm freaking tired from last night, just from partying. Really, I'm freaking tired. But I also do hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.